Well, members of the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, ASUP, have declared an industrial action from midnight today. Well, the union announced this decision, in fact, confirmed this decision after the meeting between the union and representatives of the federal government failed to avert the strike. Well, on News Track this afternoon, we're being joined by the national president of ASUP, Anderson Izebe, who joins us from our Abuja studio. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on News Track. First, we had NARD, then JUSN, and now Nigerians waking up to ASUP going on strike. It will seem we're in the season of strikes. What is the issue this time around?
Well, thank you very much. The issues have been the same all along. Some of the issues have actually assumed an intractable dimension due to the insensitivity of the government over the years. While, of course, some of the issues are just emergent ones that need the intervention of the government, at this time. Part of the issues, some of them that have lingered, over time has to do with the non-implementation of the needs assessment report of public polytechnics and colleges of technology in Nigeria, which was carried out, by the government in 2014. And since then, after uncovering, a funding deficit for the sector of over 800 billion, the government of Nigeria, successive governments have not released a penny to bridge, this funding gap. And as we speak, the gap is getting, wider with the depreciation in the nation's, currency. The gaps are just getting, wider. And of course, you must have heard, of the situation in a lot of the state-owned institutions where we have, for instance, in Abia State Polytechnic, where we have our members, they are owed for 24 whole months, which is 2 years of salaries unpaid. And we expect these lecturers to be producing young men and women who are expected to transform this nation. Certainly, there is no future in that direction. For our members in the federal polytechnics, we are owed. Our members are owed 10 months in arrears of the new minimum wage implementation. And that is since April 2019. As we speak in federal polytechnics in Nigeria, we don't have governing councils since May 2020, which is already, disturbing the smooth operations, of the institutions. Some of the polytechnics, as we speak, have chief executive officers, in temporary, appointments or acting capacities, and this is not, ideal. This is not ideal, and this lies within the purview, of governing councils to perform. Promotions cannot be effected in the sector because governing councils have been dissolved for nearly 1 year now, and we think that this is not, proper. We think that the government should, pay more attention to, to the polytechnics and get our problems solved. Our ultimatum has been there since March last year. And the COVID-19 enforced shutdown of the nation's economy stopped us actually from embarking on a strike. And at the same time, of course, gave the government, ample time, ample opportunity to resolve the issues. But unfortunately, more than 1 year down the line, none of these issues have been resolved, as a matter of fact. We still have, our people who have been victimized, dismissed because of the activities in our union, which is not right, which is not proper. We have the issues, we have with the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, making, demands of more than 20 billion, in purported tax liabilities for about 20 of the federal polytechnics spanning between 2002 and 2018. And these are very spurious claims. No verifications we are done. Some of the institutions have not even been in existence as at 2002. And the government, through the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, wants to transfer this burden, to the workers. And we think that the time to, to call the attention of the Nigerian public and indeed the government, to action, is now. This is just amongst so many other issues, 13 of them, in number, which are, which we have outlined as issues of disputes between our union and the government of Nigeria.
So I believe these issues were tabled at the meeting you had with representatives of the federal government just moments ago, and a lot of people were looking to that meeting to resolve these issues and avert the strike. What exactly happened at that meeting, and why did you fail to come to a compromise with the government?
Well, the meeting was served the purpose of introducing the issues, as a matter of fact. So our expectations actually is that that meeting will usher in, a period of productive negotiations with the government. The meeting only served to introduce the issues. We presented the issues, our challenges before the government, and they have assured that that the issues are going to be looked into. And so we await, further invitations in this respect to resolve these issues.
But you say that you had actually given this notice since March last year. So how did it take this long for the issues to be introduced to the government over a year after that?
Well, from our own perspective, the ultimatum in March was communicated formally in writing. Several other communications have been made. But what has been lacking is the willingness of the government to invite us for discussions or tackle the issues as presented. And this they have not been able to do all this while, apart from today, that we had the opportunity of making a presentation before the Honorable Minister himself to these issues, believing that the level of neglect in the sector will be reversed, because it doesn't, is not good. It's not good at all. It's not good at all. There are a whole lot of issues over time, and we believe that the government should come to the rescue of these polytechnics, attend to these issues so that our members can get back, to their duty posts.
Well, on a final note, having gone for that meeting, having related with the representatives of the federal government, what can you say about the attitude, the body language of the government in resolving these issues? And when is the next meeting?
Well, going by the body language, certainly demands were placed on us to suspend the strike immediately, but certainly that is not the way to go. The unions do not operate in that way. Before coming to the level of declaration of an industrial action of this nature, it takes a whole lot of processes. It took us a whole lot of time to get to this point. Going by their body language, of course, they want us to go back to go back to the classrooms immediately, but then it doesn't work that way. We are expecting the government to put their house in order, put their acts together, and invite us. They've not given us any date for now, right. But from their body language, we expect that they will call us anytime soon.
Well, Mr. Anderson Ezeibe, we do appreciate you for your time this afternoon, for sharing your thoughts, and we wish you the very best in the coming days.
Thank you very much.